needs information. Okay, the initial information is the name of the client that's involved in the incident. The date is really, really important. The time is important, and the address. It might be in the facility, it might be in the home, it might be out in the community. We need some sort of address, and the staff's name. Really important. Short description about what happened. I came home, I found the client on the ground, he had fallen over, and so, I attended to the client. Short description. Okay, found him fallen over. There might be two of you. So again, here, I'll fill in the name of my client, my name. The name of the witness. Might be out in the community, might be at the home, might be at the facility. Okay, whoever's there, and their name goes in there as well. We need that information because they can verify your information. They can say, yeah, it was true, that's what happened. So cool. Okay, here is the types of incidents. And again, this is an incident report for all behaviors. Okay, so here there are a lot of things we can look at. So I'll just make it bigger so everyone can see it. Okay, so what have we got? We've got challenging behavior. We can tick that box. Emotional distress. We've got absconding as well. So you can possibly tick absconding if it's available, if they're not meant to be a one-on-one they don't need supports in the community. Absconding. We've got verbal assault, client missing. We've got physical assault, we've got sexual assault, abuse or neglect. Participant complaint. We've got complaint in here as well. That's an incident. Okay, we've got a complaint. We can put that in here. Near miss, when something almost happens, that almost was harmful, we can record that information. Self-harm, seizures, and the name of the medication, if there was medication taken. Property damage, vehicle damage, theft. And so there's a whole lot of information here that's relevant to your supports. Okay, so the incident report will look like this generally. Okay, this is one that we created for my organization that I was working for. Like I said in the beginning, I come from a wealth of experience. And so these are the things that we had identified as risks. As we go further down this, okay, we're looking at the information I want to know is what happened before the incident, because it might be relevant. Okay, so what happened before the incident? Said I went shopping and I spoke to Joe Smith and he said he was feeling a bit dizzy. I said, go and have a sit down. And so I left him at the home and then I went to complete his shopping. When I came back, he was on the floor. Okay, what happened during the incident? I walked up to Joe Smith and I asked if he was okay, whether he was any injuries. I looked over him to see if there was any bruising or any broken bones, things like that. What happened after the incident? I contacted emergency services and my supervisor. Okay? I can't tell you what page we're on, but again, I'm just running through the PowerPoint presentation at this stage. I'm not sure where I am at the moment, but we are on my template, and so I'm just trying to describe what an incident report looks like. Okay, I'm so sorry about that. Okay, one of the people there we go, Bonnie. Thank you, Bonnie. We're on we've got 209 and 234, one of the two. Okay. That's okay. Okay, so what happened during the incident? What happened after the incident? Okay, the ambulance arrived, and they analysed, they observed Mr. Joe Smith, and then they created a plan around, well, we need to take him to the hospital or what. Okay, so the other information that's important to me is how did you respond? Did you panic? Did you refer to the care plan? Again, I referred to the care plan. Oh, if it was they panicked, okay, good. That tells me I need to spend some more time with my client training them in order not to panic in stressful situations. All right, because it can be quite daunting and scary the first time it happens. Like everything. Were there any injuries? If there were, we placed that. Were emergency services called? Yes, in this case, every time you call emergency services, they give you a reference number. All right, it's not enough that you just say, yes, you called the emergency services. You need a reference number. Okay, so we can refer back to the medical. So if we ring up the ambulance from Blacktown and say, hi, I'm ringing up about Mr. Joe Smith and the ambulance. They came and picked him up, and they'll say, "What's the reference number?" So you must have that reference number in this report, or whatever report you have. Police reference number, fire service reference number. All right, so they can reflect back on their cases. Okay. Try 209. 209. Okay. The template I'm showing you right now is not in your PowerPoint it won't be in your information. This is my example. I'm sharing it with you. Okay? Just bear that in mind. I will go back to the PowerPoint presentation. I just want to make sure that you guys understand what's going on. Okay, we've got 209, 210. Okay, but what I'm showing you right now is not in your templates. What comes at the end of this is what your manager will write here. Okay, really good work. Thank you very much. Or we need to run a training focusing on how to react during a falls when people fall. Okay, we're going to run a training on that. And they put recommendations on there. Okay, the recommendation should be not ever be negative. So you can't get feedback on an incident report saying, bad worker, shouldn't have done that, you should have done this. They can't do that. All right, that doesn't support my emotional health or well-being. It's got to be positive. All right, so they say, really well done. You know, we're going to spend next week with the staff. We're going to invite somebody in to talk about falls. Okay, got to be positive. Right at the end of this is what they call mandatory reporting. I put this on here because I do ask this question. Is it a reportable incident? Not a lot of people can remember it off the top of their head. All right, so we place it here. So what are the mandatory reporting requirements? The death of a person with disability. Yes, that means that is a reportable incident. You have to report this to the commission. Serious injury of a person with a disability. Now, a serious injury is not a fingernail, broken fingernail. You can jump on, if you want to submit your assessments, jump onto Moodle if it's online. And then there is a submission link. If you don't have that submission link, I can provide it to you at the end of it. Is that the practical work assessment book you're talking about? Or is it just the assessment from last week? If it is the assessment from last week, you can upload it into Moodle via the submission link. Okay, so you just attach your information or your assessment to that assessment link on this unit. Okay, you go to the bottom of that on your Moodle and there'll be a submission link. You click that open and you upload your assessment into that. Okay. So, a serious injury of a disability is not their fingernail came off. Okay, or their eyelashes have fallen out. It's not a serious injury. Serious injury means broken bones. All right. Something is severed. Something's poked their eye. Serious injuries. They've got to be reported. Okay. Abuse or neglect of a person with disability. Remember I was talking about this thing here? This is the biggest culprit of neglect, the phone. Everyone's always on their phones and they're providing support to my client. Not appreciated. People can report you for that. I think it can be considered neglect. Unlawful sexual or physical contact with or assault with a person with disability. Okay, we can't have relationships. Remember, we spoke about professionalism. Okay? Sexual misconduct against or in the presence of a person with disability, including grooming of a person for sexuality or for sexual activity. I mentioned grooming before. We can't groom our clients. Okay, we can't bribe them, we can't groom them. Okay, and the last one here is use of restricted practice in relationship with a person with disability, if the use is not in accordance with the state territory authorization or in accordance with a behavior support plan. Okay, let's clear this up. I can't touch my client if I'm not authorized to do so. Never. I can never drag them away from something. I can never put my hand in front of them. I can never touch them. All right, it can be considered an unauthorized use of restricted practice. Even if they're going to grab a pen or a pencil or something, if I block their hands on doing that, that's called unauthorized use of restricted practice. Okay, can't do that. Unless it's in a plan, that a plan has been created by a psychologist and has to be approved by a panel of people called the Restricted Authorizations Panels Authority. All right, and they consist of 5 psychologists and 1 person from the government that says, okay, why do we need to put this? Why do we need to stop this person from doing this? Why do I need to grab him? Why do I need to hold him back? Okay, there's a process. And so one of our units or one of our things will focus on restricted practices, but I just need you to understand that it's there.